What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of Breaking Bats, presented by Not For Long Media. I'm Brian O'Grady. With me, my co-host is Justin Ayers. Just got done a game here in Japan. A little tired, but nice win. What do you got going on over there, Jay?
Nothing, man. We're getting into the actual part of summer here. It's a very exciting time. But yeah, I'm glad to see the Lions are playing well. You're playing well. You're just banging doubles off the wall. Everything looks like it's going pretty good over there.
It's been a good, little turnaround here. 2 days. I had a rough stretch there for about 10 games. So, it was a great off day we had on Monday. Get away, clear my head, sit on the couch, stuff my face with some bad food, and watch some Sons of Anarchy. So we're ready to go again mentally. My timing's feeling a little better, and yeah, it's been a good 2 games. So hopefully we keep it rolling here. Everyone, it just happens in a season, man. It's too long. The level of play is too high. I said this to you before we came on here. Mike Trout was 0 for 26. It just, if you play this game at a high enough level, you're going to have that stretch, and it doesn't make it suck any less when it's happening, but it's going to happen. And hopefully mine is long gone and we just keep rolling for the rest of the year.
But you have something on your side now. You have the rally mustache. So it's summer of stash 2022.
Listen, the mustache historically has helped me out of these slumps. That is why I have it right now. And I'll have to send you some pictures of me with mustache through the years. I don't know, man. Power of the stash. It's definitely helped me. I went with the little soul patch too. You can't see it as good, but we'll see. Hopefully there's a lot of hits in this mustache. I'll have it until November if that's what I got to do. I don't care. And my wife's not around, so it doesn't matter anyway. My mom probably won't like it, but whatever.
I was gonna say, who's the fan of it? Is your wife a fan of it or no?
I don't really think so. She gives the classic "you look handsome." I think that's bullshit, but she's not right next to me, so it's I don't know. I think I look like a cop. I think I've gotten the guy from Narcos, the blonde. I don't know if you've ever watched Narcos. The original Narcos on Netflix, where they're in Colombia. The blonde American cop. I forget his name. I've gotten that from multiple people that look like him with a mustache. I don't know. I kind of like it. To be honest with you, it's a little ridiculous, but like I said, whatever works. I will be out there rocking a mustache.
Rooster from Top Gun over here. Yeah. But you haven't seen that movie yet, so it doesn't work.
I'm working on it. All right. I'm working on it. Leave me alone.
That's your homework, is to go see Top Gun Maverick, because that trend has taken over the nation. I might have to grow mine out. This might have to be, we just be two cops doing a podcast.
I'm all about the mustache power. Let's do it.
All right. So for today, we have no guests. It is just Brian and I, but we have a bunch of fun segments, some news off the top. In the news segment, we have the LA Angels. In a very surprising move on Tuesday, they fired their manager, Joe Maddon. This move comes amid a 12-game losing streak. The Angels are now under 500. They're 27-29. At one point on May 13th or on May 15th, they were 24-13, but they've gone 3-16 since. And then you mentioned it, Mike Trout had that gigantic long offer. We talked about this several weeks ago. We're like, are we buying or selling the Angels? And we both said we're buying. And now on TikTok and Instagram, people are roasting us because we're like, this didn't age well. So shout out those people in the comments. I didn't see this move coming. I always thought Joe Maddon was a very solid manager. I just thought this was like, one of those skids that happens throughout the course of the season. But what was your reaction when you saw Joe got the axe?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised. Woke up and saw it on Twitter. I was like, holy shit, they did it. But I mean, obviously he's a good manager. He's won World Series, everything with the Rays. I'm sure he'll get another job, but it's tough to lose that many games in a row. That's a lot. That's a long skid, especially for a team with that kind of talent. And I think it's just, I don't think it's his fault. I'm not a guy who thinks managers can impact a team so greatly that or if they win, be good at the matchups. They can be great managers and things like that. But at the end of the day, if the guys on the field don't play good, then you could be the best damn manager ever was, and it don't matter. But you can't fire a whole team. So manager takes the fall there. From the outside looking in, I've always thought he was kind of a good vibes kind of guy. You got it, and I would think there would be a good atmosphere there. They have a lot of good players, obviously Trout, Ohtani, Rendon. Jared Walsh. They got some pitching now. They have some good players. I think it's just more of an overall haven't gotten to the playoffs with the money that's been put into the team, whether that's still his fault or not. I think it's just a move to try to shake things up and see if they can change the mojo. It's crazy to me because yes, it's a lot of games in a row to lose, but also they were doing great right before this stretch. So it's not like they've just sucked the entire season. It's definitely a rough patch, but I was definitely surprised to see that. What do you think?
They must have been thinking about making this move for a while. That's the only thing I can think of, because you're right. He's in his time there, he's gone 130 and 148. They haven't made the playoffs in 7 consecutive years. That's the third longest streak in baseball. It's tough. And I was watching MLB Tonight last night, and Harold Reynolds brought up a great point about what will Joe Maddon's legacy be in LA. And he thinks it's going to be unleashing Shohei Ohtani, saying you can hit, you can pitch, you can do whatever you want. We're going to take the guardrails off. We're going to let you go out there and just ball out. And we've seen the success that's come from that. So I think, if we can look back from Joe Maddon's time in LA, just unleashing Shohei Ohtani, I would agree with that take. I think that's going to be his legacy. But yeah, that's tough, because you're right. They were in first place before this, and they have this great lineup, and their pitching staff was getting better. Syndergaard is back. But it's just tough to see. But the next man up is Phil Nevin. Do you know anything about him? I think he was a longtime player, right?
Yeah, he was a really good player. I believe his first overall pick, whatever year it was. But yeah, he was definitely a really good big leaguer. I think his son's in AAA with the Orioles.
Yeah, Tyler Nevin.
I think his son's in. Yeah. I don't know him. Never personally interacted with him. He was the Yankees' third base coach, at least for the last few years, I think. But no, I've never had any personal interaction with him, but been around, played. So I'm sure he knows what he's doing. It'll be interesting to see if there's any changes there, or if they play better. Or you talk about fire managers, Phillies fire Girardi, and all of a sudden they're the greatest team to ever step on the field. Got beat Josh Hader last night your time. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but I'm sure Nevin's been around the game long enough. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to kind of talk about, you mentioned this earlier, like how much responsibility does a manager have in the winning, and how much do they have in like the losing? Because you're right. All they can really do is they set the lineup, they make the pitching changes. If you're Joe Maddon, you bring in like these cool vibe clubhouse things where like you have clowns and like circus performers and stuff coming in. I thought that was kind of cool. But I don't know. We've seen Joe Girardi and Joe Maddon both get the axe, kind of like old school, kind of experienced managers. Like how much does a manager have to do with like the overall success of a team, you think?
It depends on the organization. It depends on the manager. Nowadays, there are plenty of organizations where the front office is more than just a manager, or they're, having their meetings pregame and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do today. This is the lineup. This is because, we're facing Garrett Cole and these guys' bats are going to play better, whatever the numbers are saying. Like that does happen. Doesn't happen everywhere, but it does happen. So I'm sure guys like Joe Maddon have more pull and more say in whatever's going on. But in some places, the manager is almost just an extension of the front office. But in game, you got to play the stuff there. I would say it's definitely important of the vibes of the clubhouse. It's not totally on the manager, but it starts there. Of just, the atmosphere is important because you want it to be loose and fun. But at the same time, you want it to be, we're not fucking around. We're here to work and we're here to, do our thing. There's definitely a balance there. And that's with the players too. It doesn't, it's not just, I think being able to build those relationships, especially with your superstar players or your big players is huge, which I'm sure Maddon was fine with and good at. But as well as, the entire team, even the guys who are bouncing up and down or the role players, everybody you want everybody to feel a part of the team and like it matters. Whatever they're doing matters. So that's definitely a big part for the manager there. And then if they're making the lineup and the in-game stuff is definitely, can make or break going with your gut. And those two particular guys, Girardi and Maddon, they've been around. So I think they can definitely impact the game and impact the team without a doubt. But that stink, not much a manager can do about that. So, it's they are the leader. So at the end of the day, they're going to get some of the credit for the winning and probably get more of the credit if it's losing, because like I said, you can't get rid of the whole team.
And that was always my argument when people talk about Joe Girardi. It's like, well, it's not his fault. He's not playing left field when Kyle Schwarber is, fumbling balls and kicking stuff around out there. So it's like, you're right. There is only a certain amount of stuff they can do. But yeah, I just think back to, 2019 Washington Nationals when they went 19-31. And if they would have fired Dave Martinez, then, would they have hoisted a World Series trophy? Probably not, because he was the ultimate vibes guy. Go 1-0 every day. And some savvy moving and dealing there. So yeah, it's tough. But do you think that, like, I wish this was a more clear-cut conversation where it's like old school managers are having success and new school managers aren't. Where if it was more clear-cut like that, it'd be easy. But it's like you have Buck Showalter and Dusty Baker as probably the top two managers in baseball. Those guys don't like analytics at all. Those are 100% feel and gut guys. So and that might be your World Series matchup this year. So it's weird. Have you noticed that where it's like, old school guys can have this kind of success and new school guys, or I don't know. Have you seen the relationship between those two kind of thoughts?
Yeah, in my opinion, there has to be a balance, right? It can't just be ignoring all the numbers, and it can't just be 1,000% in the numbers. Like that's why you have baseball guys, right? Guys who played the game, guys who've been around the game. Like that's why they're there, because they've seen everything. They have an understanding of situations and scenarios that, maybe numbers can't just tell you everything. You know what I mean? Or they can read by watching the game and seeing what's going on. They have a better idea of what's going to happen. You can't just, if you're like, for example, defensive positioning, if we're shifting or if we have the outfield playing a certain way because this guy hits the ball here, however many percent of the time, like the analytics would say, well, you got a guy throwing 100 miles an hour on the mound and you're watching it and you're seeing this guy swing, you might be like, well, screw the numbers. Let's go the other way or whatever. Like, you can't, in my opinion, you can't just go blind one way or the other. And I think that is the best organizations do that and every place I've been has done that pretty well. I think it's hard for guys who have played and been around the game to just believe that these numbers people know better than them. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not that many people who've walked this planet who've played Major League Baseball or who've been around or managed Major League Baseball. So for those people to think that these other guys or girls, whoever, are just looking at stuff on a computer and looking at numbers can tell me what's going to happen or whatever. Like, it just doesn't work out that way, So I think there's got to be a blend. And I'm sure, the guys you're talking about, I'm sure Dusty Baker and Buck Showalter and everybody else probably do that. They probably say, okay, here's what the numbers say. Great. Here's what we're seeing. Here's what my guys are seeing. This is what, and how can we make that work? And I think, like with anything, it's got to be a balance.
I think that's very well said. When you see the rest of the season for the Angels, like, how do you see that playing out? They still obviously have Trout and Ohtani, and this lineup is dangerous. Do you see them making a comeback here with Phil Nevin?
Oh man, that's a tough question. I think so. I mean, I don't think they're going to lose 30 games in a row. No, I think they're going to they're going to come back and they're going to even out. And the question will be it be enough to make the playoffs with the Astros and even the Mariners in their own division? If I had to say right now, I would say no. But like you said, they have enough talent and superstar power on that team to go on a tear and win 13 in a row or whatever it is too, and be right back in the middle of all of it. What do you think?
I think now they're probably being the outside looking in, but that's not to say they can't have a 500 season. I mean, that might be a cop out, because I think the Angels, regardless of what they do, always end up around 500. They'll always be 80 or 82 or whatever. So that might just be like their ceiling. But no, it's hard because like this, I want this team to do so well because I want Mike Trout in the playoffs, and I want him to stop going home to New Jersey and going hunting every October. I want to see him on TBS or whatever, like smacking home runs. So it's for baseball's sake, I would like to see Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani in the playoffs, but I don't know. I feel like this team might be in the middle of some bad vibes right now.
Yep. You're right. We'll see.
Tough. All right, let's do let's do our fudged up moment of the week.
So our fudged up moment of the week brought to you by our sponsor, the original Fudge Kitchen. You can find them at Fudge Kitchens with an S. It's fudgekitchens.com. They ship all over the country. Fudge and other sweet treats, saltwater taffy. Love that. All over the country, fudgekitchens.com. And then for our Jersey Shore, Philadelphia area listeners, they have locations in Wildwood, North Wildwood, Cape May, Ocean City, Stone Harbor. If you're down there in the summer, go check them out. It's the summer now, not in the summer. We are in the summer. But if you're down there at the shore, like us Northeasterners say, go check them out. That's the original Fudge Kitchens. And our fudged up moment of the week, what is it, J.A.? This is close to home for you.
It is. So we're going to stick in college baseball like we did last week. Last week was Rutgers college baseball. This week is University of Maryland college baseball. So the Terrapins lost in heartbreaking fashion to UConn. It sucks because they had to fight so hard to get to that position. They had a 48-14 record, which was the program's best in 131 years, which I found out. That's hilarious. And it was their first conference title in more than a half a century. So what happened was on Sunday night in the 8th inning, the Terps had battled back. They were originally down 6-1 to UConn. They made it 10-8. So their star outfielder, Chris Aline, tapped a dribbler to the UConn pitcher, Justin Willis. He's running down the line. And the Huskies first baseman, Ben Huber, was just completely standing on top of the base. So the runner and the first baseman collided. And originally people thought, oh, cool. And the ball popped out. It's like, oh, he's safe. It's like, no, runners interference. He's out. The guy that was on third that scored, he had to go back. So 10-9 became 10-8, and the runner was out. And now we have everybody debating whether or not this was runners interference, a la 2019 World Series Trey Turner. So the DMV is getting screwed over by that again. But that runners interference call, I feel like it happens like once a year, and I feel like nobody really understands it. But we have a player here. Could you help explain what that rule is and if you've ever encountered it in a game?
I've gotten called out a bunch of times because stupid swing and bunt or whatever, and you're pissed off. So I'm like halfway in the grass running down the first base trying to get hit in the back with the throw. That's runners interference. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so that's runners interference when the stuff I was doing. When I watched that, the pitcher didn't make a good play, just to be honest, and was running into the baseline. Now, I know the flip side of that rule apparently is you got to be in foul territory unless the ball is behind the runner, I saw, which doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So I guess that's why they called him out. But when I just watch it, I'm like, there's no fucking way. That is the dumbest call I've ever seen. Like, the pitcher made he made a bad play. Made a bad unathletic play. Sorry, guy. He was running into the baseline trying to do it. And then the first baseman, bless his soul, kind of tough spot there, trying to hang in there and catch the ball and get the out, but it was on top of the bag. Wasn't one sided. It wasn't like he was in foul territory, like, hey, throw it here, or like all the way over first base side, like, out here. He was just kind of right in the middle. So in my not so expert opinion, bad play all around. Guy should be safe. He did nothing wrong. And sorry about it, UConn.
You're right, because if he sees the play moving towards foul territory, you would think he would kind of position his body over that way. But no, he was just completely squared to the base. His entire body, I think, was on the base. So it's like was the big thing I saw online, where it's like, well, where's the runner supposed to go if the guy is camped out on top of the base?
Listen, as a guy who's played a lot of first base in my career and had to get used to playing first base and not get run into, you in that situation would be going to foul territory or the other side. And when I watch it, I know it's happening fast, so it's hard to tell. But in my head, watching that, I would for sure not be standing on the middle bag, because I don't care how big you are as first baseman. If you're standing there and somebody's running as hard as he can down the line like that, it's going to fucking hurt if he hits you, and you're probably not going to take the best of it. So yeah, don't stand on the middle of the bag. And I mean, he see him, like, he's looking this way. He can see where he is. So how long you can hang in there or not hang in there, but you're not hanging in there with your whole body. You're hanging in there with your glove. That's just standing like that is just asking to get smoked. And yeah, can't believe it. Back-to-back weeks, fudged up moment, my college and your home state college there. Tough role for us.
On the bright side, though, college baseball is electric. I watched a lot of it during the day. I guess it was like the super regionals, I think. I don't know. I have to, the tournament lingo I have to get down.
It's super regionals just started, I believe. That the UConn Maryland was regionals.
Regionals.
So
okay.
It depends. Yes. So super regionals are down to 32 teams.
Is that when they go to Omaha?
No, Omaha's the last 8.
Oh, damn. Okay. See, I'm new to college baseball. We're gonna have to follow this, but yeah, it's electric. Other than Maryland,
it's fun. It's good.
So that was that. So we have to end the show. We just have a couple really fun segments. So we're gonna do the guest performance of the week for the previous week, and this one goes out to our good friend Joe Musgrove on June 3rd against the Milwaukee Brewers. He took a no-hit bid into the 8th inning, lost it with 2 outs in the 8th when Colton Wong doubled off the wall. Joe finished the 8 innings with 6 strikeouts. It was his 10th quality start of the season. There was a very funny clip when Colton Wong was on second base and he took his helmet off and tipped it, and Joe kind of like winked at him. So I thought that was very nice and wholesome.
Dude, Joey's been throwing the shit out of the ball. There's no other way to put it. He's been on an absolute tear. 10 quality starts, phenomenal. Man, he's going to get paid. So good for him. Very happy for him. We'll have to ask if he had a no pisser going again as well, or if he couldn't hold it this time. We'll have to get back to the listeners on that one. But yeah, man, just happy for him. He's arguably been the best pitcher in the major leagues this year.
His ERA, I didn't know this. He's third in the league in ERA with 1.64, which is insane with all the quality starts added in there. So yeah, 6-0 with a 1.64. Joe Musgrove.
He's doing great, man. Very happy. Doing great.
Padres are kicking ass. So next up, this is a product of my weird brain. This is a very nice, it's a thought experiment, if you will. If you had to field a starting 9 with 9 of the exact same player playing all positions, who are you taking? Because the consensus would probably be Shohei Ohtani, given that he's already a pitcher and a hitter. But I mean, I've seen him play the outfield a little bit. I don't know how he's going to fare playing catcher and all the other infield positions. I have a slam dunk home run, but I'm curious to see who you thought for this.
Yeah, I mean, Ohtani obviously comes to mind first, but my next 2, and I don't know who I'm going to decide even still, are Jacob deGrom, college shortstop, obviously pretty good pitcher, and Michael Lorenzen from the Angels, college center fielder, dabbled in the outfield a little bit in Cincinnati, can swing it a little bit, very good athlete. But yeah, I don't know, because they're obviously both pitchers and both good pitchers, but we're also, position players and they're athletics. So I feel like I would take my chances with one of them because of the way they can pitch too, if that makes sense. Instead of taking a fielder and making him pitch, I feel like I'll take one of these athletic pitchers. You know what? I would go, oh, that's tough. Dude, deGrom can swing a little bit. Like, I know he's a freak on the mound, but dude was Division I shortstop and has some knocks. And Lorenzen was literally the center fielder at Cal State Florida and came in and closed the games and threw hard. And now he's big league starter. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. Oh, I'm going to go Lorenzen. Screw it. Going Lorenzen.
I like that you took it in opposite direction that I did. You took a pitcher and you're going to put him out in the field. I went the opposite from that. I'm going to take a hitter, a position player, and I'm going to have him play all the other infield and outfield positions and have him pitch. And I have a slam dunk home run, and this is 1-1A. It is Bryce Harper. So at the plate, he's a 2-time MVP. Let's talk about fielding, though, because I did a little research, and it was hilarious, all the positions he's played. He was drafted as a catcher. People forget that. He's played all 3 outfield positions in the big leagues. He has 2 games at first base in his career at the major league level. I think it was like a third of an inning or something. I don't think it was a lot of time there, but he's technically played first base. And in 2020 summer camp ball, they put him at third base for 6 outs or for 2 innings. I don't know how he looked. I think I saw a clip. His arm looked pretty good. So I think you could put him at third, second, and put at shortstop even. But the fun one is in college ball. So I think it was like the College of Southern Nevada in JUCO. He pitched. He faced 5 batters. He struck out 1. He allowed 2 hits. And he touched 98 on the radar gun. Delivery looked clean. I think you could probably work with that. So I think if you had to have Bryce Harper playing all 9 at the same time, I think he could probably compete in the AL East, to quote Nathaniel Lowe from last week.
Oh, my God. You're probably right about Bryce Harper. Nate, I just texted him earlier. I don't know if you've been following. He's crushing the ball still since he's come on here. So that's good. Yeah, Harper's a good pick. I have a caveat. I felt bad. Remember the guy that was at the Rays alternate site with us, my teammate Dietrich Enns here, big leaguer, and now with me in Japan, texted me the other day saying he was listening to the podcast, and I was like, oh, shit, I forgot about him. So, sorry, D. he was there too. Another stud. Harper, another fun story. Harper beat me in the home run derby when we were 11 or 12, I think 11 years old in Cooperstown. I still have the picture. It was like me and 4 other kids. He was already a monster. I was normal sized child, and yeah, we can dig that one up, and I'll give it to you. But yeah, he I think I hit like 2 in the finals, and he hit like 10. So yeah, Harper's pretty good.
You know what? You know what's funny is my friend. So baseball cards are red hot right now, and he sent me the back of one of your baseball cards, and like it has like the description of it. And now that's on there, but I wanted to read it for you, and I wanted to get your take. It says Brian's an interesting guy. He's the son of a rock guitarist and drummer, an axe man himself since the 5th grade. He lost a home run derby to Bryce Harper when he was 11, and he's current unsuperstitious owner of a black cat.
Oh my god, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. They say my dad's a rock star.
It said son of rock guitarist / drummer, and he says you're an axe man
That's
yourself
funny.
since the 5th grade.
Yep, my dad played in bands until I was born. Still plays guitar and drums. Unbelievable. I mean, phenomenal drummer. Really, really is. He originally taught me how to play guitar, and then I took some lessons. Yeah, I've been playing guitar since 5th grade. Don't play as much as I used to, unfortunately, but yeah, still can, still pretty solid at it. And the rest is true. Yeah, lost to Harper in Cooperstown, broke my heart before he was, real Bryce Harper. But I was also like 5'2", and he was like 6 foot. So, and then yeah, one of my cats is black. He's the man, and yes, he definitely brings good luck. No bad luck from Blue. It's my guy.
Superstitious. That's. Do you remember like how does that work? Does Topps come up to you and do they ask you like what you want to have on the back, or how does that work?
I did not know that. That's the first time I've heard that. So I don't know if they just gathered that from along the lines of questionnaires I've filled out during my time, or what. I know in San Diego, dude, it's pretty funny. They put up some on the scoreboard, like when we hit, they put up some pretty good fun facts up there instead of other stuff. They'll find like random, I don't know, they'll like scour your Twitter and put something that you said. Like they do a pretty good job of random stuff. So that's funny. I didn't know that. My dad's gonna laugh at that when I tell him that.
You got to find like these Topps cards. I feel like that might have to get up in a frame somewhere. It's just very funny that like just the randomness of the stats. It's like, hey, he lost to Bryce Harper. He's got a black cat. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
That's pretty good. Good for you, Topps. That's funny. Oh man.
All right. I don't know
what do we got next.
On that. We got top 5s. We're gonna do
top 5s.
A couple really fun top 5s. Top 5 most disappointing teams so far. I have mine if you want me to run through it, and then do you want to go first?
Go ahead. Let's hear yours first.
All right, I'll go 5 through 1. This probably didn't surprise anybody, but it surprised me. It's the Washington Nationals. I thought they'd be better than 21-36.
You do have. I just saw Strasburg's about to start, so you got Strasburg coming back, so that's cool.
It'll give me a reason to watch. It was 12-1 or something last night against the Marlins. Loss, not win. So that's number 5. Seattle Mariners, number 4. I thought they'd be better. They're 25-30. They're in 4th place. We're trying to do our part to try to gas the Mariners up a little bit. I'm doing my part on social media. I'm trying, but they're still in 4th place. The Phillies are in 3rd on my list and in the NL East because they're 25-29. The White Sox also in 3rd place, 25-27. And the most disappointing team so far, I think, is Boston. Even though I think they've ripped off 5 in a row, they're still in 4th place. So figure it out.
Yeah, you I mean, we're on a pretty similar page there. I didn't realize the White Sox were. I didn't put mine in a particular order, but now, like you're saying that, I would have White Sox number 1. Did not know that their record was under 500. That's rough. My AL champion, I believe, Chicago White Sox.
Same.
Yeah, so they're number one for me. Yeah, Mariners, Phillies all had in there. Red Sox are turning around, so I might give them a pass because they've gone on a nice little run here and they're back over 500. But disappointing from where I had them for sure. I would add now Angels. Angels are pretty disappointing at this point. And then a team I believe you were kind of high on a little bit, not high, but you thought they were going to have a solid season. The Kansas City Royals, way back in the day, they stink. They're not playing good.
Hand up.
17-37, I believe.
They're not.
That's rough.
Sometimes you just have to stick to takes. You put a take out there and you got to stick to it. And I thought the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago Cubs would be good. Hand up. They're not. I thought, they're 17-37. Bobby Witt Jr. is taking a little bit longer to get acclimated, I feel like. So that's fine. He's a rookie. It happens. But it's going to be a pretty big fire sale come July trade deadline for probably both of those teams.
Yeah, that's I was pretty surprised by that one too. Yeah. But yeah, those are the 5 disappointing teams right there.
I like it. All right, the next one is also a product of my brain. It's going to be the top 5 starting pitchers you would want on the mound in a winner-take-all game. So this could be either they've been there, they've done that. It's guys with electric stuff. For my list, I kind of had a mix of both. Number 5 on mine, I had Joe Musgrove. I feel like right now he's red hot. You can't not take him. Number 4, I have Shane McClanahan just because he throws hard, and he's like probably gonna be the AL Cy Young this year. Number 3, I'm going been there, done that. I'm going Adam Wainwright, who also has a really great ERA this year. It's like I think it's like 2.6 something. So Waino's getting the nod. Number 2, Justin Verlander. Came back, Tommy John surgery, as good as before, if not better. And then my number 1, I think he's hurt right now, but it's Max Scherzer. Because, how can you not have Max Scherzer in a winner-take-all game? So that is my starting 5, or my top 5 that I want on the mound. What did you go for your list?
Can't argue with those right there, Joe. Like you said, arguably the best right now. Shane, eat shit if you're listening to this. That's my guy, but he's still my little brother. Can't handle that. He's nasty. Strike. It makes me feel better that he's doing what he's doing now because he abused me at the alternate site for 11 of 12 at bats. And I stole some of the same guys. I went with no particular order. Well, Scherzer probably be one. Same thing. Sorry. Can't really go against him. I have DeGrom in there. I know he's been hurt, but not fun. DeGrom, put him in there too. And then Verlander I also have in there because been there, done that, and still, nasty, man. Looks great. The 2 different I had were Kevin Gausman, still rolling with my guy, AL Cy Young. He's been phenomenal still. And then, man, a little under the radar this year, been throwing really, really well. Darvish, man. Darvish been shoving this year. He's been awesome for so long. I've seen it. I've faced it. Use nasty. I would absolutely take him in one of those games as well.
I love that. Yeah, it's like Max Scherzer. Literally, like Game 7 of the World Series. It's like I don't know. It's hard. You don't want to be like, but it's how can you not? Like, if we're being honest, it's him. I'm sorry. Even Adam Wainwright, I think he's like 39 or he's almost 40. I would still trust him. That's one of those ones where it's like, if you had to trust some pitcher where it's like any situation, game on the line, whatever, give me Adam Wainwright every single time. Yeah. And there's more guys. It's a tough question to narrow down. Seriously. It's because you've seen guys in those situations who just are like Charlie Morton with the Rays was phenomenal. And with the Braves before he got hurt, like he's so good in those situations. And, Tyler Glasnow's hurt right now. During that run in 2020, Glass was on the mound. Like he's about to just blow by everybody. Who cares? So I like that question. That's definitely an interesting debate there. Absolutely. So I have one more top 5 for us. It is the top 5 players you'd want to have your back during a benches clearing brawl. This could either be they've been a product of some benches clearing brawls. This could either just be they have gigantic arms, which a couple of my guys, literally, that's just the only reason they're on there. So I'll start us off with number 5, Adam Frazier. He in our interview with him, he said it doesn't matter what's going on. He's gonna get in there, scrap it up a little bit. He's not the biggest guy, but he's tenacious. So, I want Adam Frazier on my side during a benches clearing brawl. Number 4 is Dan Vogelbach. I don't know if he's ever been in a benches clearing brawl, but that man is an absolute unit, and I would feel safer having him on my side during any kind of altercation. Same thing with my number 3 pick. It's Luke Voigt. His arms, I don't know how he buys shirts because they're gigantic. He must have to get custom shirts made because of his arms. And so I would like him to have my back, please. And thank you. Number 2, I have Nolan Arenado because in 2018, charged the mound and I saw pure rage in his eyes. So I would like to have him having my back. In my number 1 pick, I'm just going to start it out with a quote. They don't know my temper. They don't know what I could do. If I wanted to put someone in the hospital, I easily could. I'm of course referring to Pete Alonso. Because if you're willing to put that out into the world that you could put people in the hospital at will, I think you probably could. So Pete Alonso, thank you.
Solid list right there. I'll start with mine. My number 5 to counter your number 1 is going to be Stubby Clapp, Cardinals first base coach, to take down Pete Alonso. So we won't have to worry about that. So he's my number 5. After that, dude, I feel like we have two known guys and then maybe 2 surprises. I'm going number 4 is going to be Aaron Judge because he's just gigantic. I'll take him. He's a large human, 6'7", 250 pounds, whatever. He could be on my side, no doubt. After that, number 3 is going to be my former favorite player in baseball, Joey Wendell, of the Miami Marlins. Just a tough son of a bitch and was a very good wrestler back in the day. If you ever get a good look at Joey, you'd be like, yep, that dude definitely was a wrestler. Got hit on purpose by Tanaka when we were playing the Yankees and proceeded to laugh and jog down to first base. So that's Joey Wendell. Definitely on my side. And then 2 and 1 are kind of funny and kind of not because it's serious. Amir Garrett. I'll probably go. We'll switch it around. Amir is going to be my number 1, and I hate that I'm saying that because I always tell him he's soft. But Tommy Pham will be my number 2. Tommy, I know a lot of people have kind of talked about his quotes and the things that are going on, but no joke, Tommy's a tough motherfucker, and wouldn't want to mess with Tommy. Glad he likes me. Definitely have him on my side. Tommy's the dude you want on your side. And then Amir, everybody saw Amir go at the Pirates dugout by himself a couple years ago. Takes a lot of balls to do that, and Amir's a big dude. Amir is tall and long, and I would definitely definitely want Amir on my side in a fight, even though I tell him he's soft. But hopefully, I don't know. I like my guys. It's a good mix there.
If I had to expand my list out to a top 10, I'd probably just have your top 5 because I wanted to have a Judge in there just because he's a football player playing baseball. But how could Tommy Pham and Amir Garrett? That could be that might be 1 and 2. I mean, now my list feels silly compared to yours. But if I know anything about Pete Alonso, if he wanted to, he could put every single one of those guys in the hospital. So
that's why I got Stubby Clapp too, man. We got to take care of Pete.
This is kryptonite. He's got one thing that can stop him. Stubby Clapp.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, there was bench. Well, it cleared the other night. The Astros and the Mariners, right?
Yeah.
Most of it, dude, is nothing. Most of it's nothing. But we've all seen Amir actually do it. So, there's not a ton of guys. I guess Arenado's charged, Harper's charged. Although I think Harper threw his helmet at the pitcher, which kind of knocks it down.
Hunter Strickland,
but
I think. And then they were teammates.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mess with Bryce Harper, but it's not a great look.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, I've been there when I've gotten hit on, and I've known it's on purpose. It's you got to be really mad, and you got to have some intestinal fortitude to actually charge the mound, knowing all the repercussions and all the things that are about to happen. So anybody who's actually done it, you give them a little nod there. And a close 6 for me would probably be Manny Machado. I'd like Manny on my side in a fight as well.
I was at the game where he charged and he got into a fist fight with Yordano Ventura in 2016. So that I've seen him do that, and he's no joke. Wiry strong.
Yeah. He might have been wiry back then. He's no longer wiry. Manny's a large dude. So I would definitely, Manny's another one that could be on my side anytime. Thanks, Manny.
But the ace in the hole will always be Dan Vogelbach.
No doubt.
I love Dan.
No doubt.
All right, that is all the top 5s I had for this week. So I hope you had as much fun doing them as I did.
Yeah, man, this was great. And then we'll get back next week with a guest. But I like doing this, just me and you, and kind of catching up on some things. I hope our listeners enjoy it as much. And thank you everybody for checking out this episode, and we'll be back next week with some more.